you've heard those names, Maria, Eleni. The names come back over and over. We don't have much imagination giving a nice name like Serena or Terra, which is something special, you know. It will be classical names, Eleni, Maria, Panayota, Georgia, Yoria. So I'm gonna tell you how we give the names. It is very important to give the names of the grandmother or the grandfather. So the first son takes the name of the grandfather, but on the side of the father. Okay? And the second son, if you have a second son, they give the name of the father of the mother. The same for the girls. First they give the name of the mother of the father, and then if it's a second girl, the name of the mother of the mother. That's the tradition. And if you don't follow the tradition, they feel very offended. The grandmothers and grandfathers. They feel offended. So they like that. So now how do we make the difference? If we have a George Papadopoulos, okay, the father,
Only,
and he has a son,
only
he wants to
plants.
name it after his father. His father was named Dimitri, let's say. So the son will be called Dimitri Papadopoulos. But we have two Dimitris Papadopoulos now, the young one and the older one. So we have a middle name, and that's the name of the father. So the son will have the name Dimitris Yorgos George Papadopoulos. And that's how we make the difference. So for my personal experience, I have three girls. So the first one, my husband said, we have to put the name of my mother. His mother was called Efrosine, which is a very beautiful name, but at that time I didn't think it was a beautiful name. It seemed long and old and heavy for a little baby, Efrosini. And I said, okay, if we put your mother, we put my mother too, because we don't know if we have another girl. So we put also the name Simone, who is my mother. So she is called Efrosini Simone, but we call her Sisi for short. And then everybody was happy, of course. His mother, my mother, everybody was happy. And then I had a second girl. And we agreed to give the names of my two grandmothers who are suitable in Greek and in French. So it was Aliki, Alice, Louisa, Louise, Alice, Louise. And the third one, we just gave the name that we liked, and it was Zoe. Zoe means life in Greek. Zoe Yvonne, who is the twin sister of my mother. I never had children, so we put Yvonne also. But that's a tradition. Now the name days are much more important here than the birthdays. And we have almost every day a name day. A name day, like George. George is on April, on the 26th of April. Yes, it's a moving holiday. It's around Eastern usually, and it's, let's say, more often on the 26th of April. Then we have Yanis, Giovanni, on the 7th of January. Then we have Panayotis, Panayota, Maria, Marios, and Despina, all this on the 15th of August. Anyway, we have every day almost a name day. So when you have a name day, you have to call the person and say, happy name day, or you pay a visit. If it's possible, if the person doesn't work, if you don't work, you can pay a visit. That's very important that you say to the person, happy name day, even with a message. Because otherwise, again, the person feels very offended. Huh, he didn't call me for my name day. Huh, I'll remember that. So it's more important than the birthdays. Now the young kids nowadays, they have both. They have the birthdays, and they have the name days as well. And I must say that most of the time they are very proud to have the name of the grandfather or the grandmother. But that's the reason those names come back over and over again. Now, a very important also name day is on the 21st of May, where we celebrate Konstantinos, Konstantina, and Eleni also. Eleni. So for those who don't have name days, like me, we celebrate on the 26th of June. It's the name day for all those who don't have a saint. Traditions are very important in Greece. This is one of the traditions, also the baptism. It's a very important tradition. We baptize the children when they're very young, like around 6-9 months old, and we go to church, and there is one godfather or one godmother, and it's not like the Catholics that put a little bit of holy water on the forehead of the baby. We just put the whole baby in the bath, the whole of it, even the head, 3 times. Bloop, 1 time. Bloop, 2 times, and another 3 times in the water. But the thing is that beside being holy water, they add oil also, holy oil. So the baby comes out very oily and slippery. And slippery. So the godfather is ready with a big towel, a special towel for the day, and the priest has the baby 3 times, bloop, 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 and he gives it quickly to the godfather, who tries to keep it. And then they put special underwears, cotton underwears, that later, to absorb a little bit the oil, that later, normally the people have, the mothers have to wash them in the sea, in seawater, at the sea, because the water that will rinse the underwears cannot go into the underground, in the pipes underground, you know, the dirty water. That's why they wash it usually in the sea. That's a tradition, of course. It's not possible for everybody to do it, and we forget a little bit about it. But in the old days, it was like this, and I did it. I did it.
Yeah, warning yun kasi blind curve.
Blind.
Now we are approaching the village of Delphi. There are like 2 roads. One that goes up and another one that goes down. That's all in Delphi. Can you see the village? The village, it's not a village, a little town of Itea from here.
Yeah.
And the olive trees, look at those olive groves down there. It looks like bushes, but it's olive trees.
It came from there?
Yes. And you see their main work, their main activity is the olive trees. And they have also a lot of honey farms, of bee farms here.
We're not gonna bus. You don't see all of this. You're not gonna bus.
Can you see the waterway to your left? We
Yeah,
saw
we
it.
do,
We will
we
see
do.
it again.
Yeah, we do.
Yes. Yeah, you see the waterway to your left now, yes. And it goes to Marathon. And there it's connected with the other lake.
pwede sa gabi pala. Walang pwede sa gabi kasi walang ilaw.
So first we are going to the museum of Delphi. The museum is fantastic, and you will see pictures of when they were doing the excavations and what they discovered. It's just incredible what they found under the ground. You know,
Fronting the
you will
sea.
see the works they had at that time in the, I think 1890s, something like that. And one of the most beautiful piece of work is the Sphinx of Naxos. It's a beautiful, marvelous Sphinx. And the other one is the Carioteer. Carioteer. We don't see the whole of it, but you see the man holding the with his horses. Yes, yes. Beautiful one. Bronze. Those were presents from those who would come and ask their future. Make sure when we go down to take what you need, whisper and ticket. I'm going to give them to you now, the ticket, because George is going to drop us off, but then after he leaves, he cannot stay there. And he will go somewhere far away to park. So I cannot call him back.
Surprised in a little park like the camping, especially there's nobody around.
Okay guys, malapit na tayo sa archaeological site. See you mamaya. May vlog tayo doon siguro. Hopefully.
And it's not easy to
See you mamaya.
No, I know. I saw that. It's an A+.